I'm ready. I'm ready.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to 44 Stack. Tonight, it's just a two-man show tonight. Coop is tied up, taking care of some personal things, but we're going to keep it rolling. Uh, Give a shout out to my homeboy, Dave, out on the West Coast. How's it going, bro?
Chilling, man. Another day, 15 cent, and that's it.
Did you go to the ball game last night?
No, I watched it. Wouldn't have wanted to see that anyway. Nah, man, man, that's one of the hardest tickets in town to get. Yeah,
I,
that
I
was a
mean,
beatdown yesterday. But again, I mean, you're gonna lose one. Yeah, and that was the night that it happened.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It was shocking that they went to Toronto and took the first two. We didn't see that happening, especially
no.
since they played that marathon game on Friday night. So I really didn't see them coming in there taking two from the Jays. But last night the Jays awoke. Oh,
Woo, man, and they when the hit and start because what? Julio hit the first one on the and then after that, the beat down commenced. Yeah,
bruh. One thing I can say right now, I think which call them still winning. I think Milwaukee is
it's 1-1.
is one
I
one.
got it. It's on. Yeah, I got it on
Okay,
that side.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
It's 1-1. If they don't win today, it's pretty much done for them.
And the
Uh,
crazy thing with the Dodgers doing, they're not even beating them with the top three. They beating them with the Hernandez boys and Edmonds and Muncy.
yeah. Well, every baseball series, uh, the little lesser known players are always the ones that come through during this time. Superstars very seldom excel when it comes playoff time for baseball. It's very few that
Yeah,
rise to the occasion. Uh,
and on the Dodgers, he don't do much during the regular season, but when the postseason starts, Kiki Hernandez turns into a whole. Him and Edmonds turn
him
into a different type of ball player.
him and Teoscar Hernandez, uh,
Exactly.
they when playoff time come, it's like it's different. They just different, man.
Yep.
All during the year, they might be 240, 250. They get playoff time, they hitting 375,
Exactly. With
400.
all doubles. Because I
You
don't
know,
think I seen
yeah,
Kiki hit less than a double.
yeah,
And even
yeah,
hit like 3 hits every game.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy.
everything bouncing off the wall. Most of the time, if he do get a
You ever
hit,
seen them play like that with Hampton T?
yeah,
Did you see the play? That when it bounced off the wall, everybody froze. They turned that into a double play. That was crazy.
yeah, yeah.
That was crazy.
For those that have played most of their life, baseball is a strange game, and things happen sometimes. And you sit there and you're like, "Well, I ain't never seen that before." Now, that's one of the things you can truly say about baseball.
Yeah.
Something is going to happen that you've never seen happen before, and you couldn't replicate it if you tried.
Round bat, what they say, round bat, round ball, things happen.
Things happen.
Yep.
You think football take funny bounces, hit a baseball sometime. It,
And let it hit. Hey man, I talked about the other day when it hit off the pitch. They went 20 feet, 20 feet there.
it
Yeah, baseball crazy.
baseball is the craziest sport in the world. It's the hardest sport in the world. It is the
Yep.
craziest sport in the world. You could do everything perfect and still mess up. That
Yes,
is
sir.
baseball. That
Yep.
is baseball. Uh, well, let's go on. We're gonna jump on. We're gonna start on college this week
Yep.
because the basis of this show, we just gonna go on and put it out there. James Franklin got fired this week. Some people would say justified. I'm gonna take this angle for it, and you follow me if you feel like I'm right with it. Uh, it's one thing to be good, but when you are James Franklin, you got to be great.
Yep.
And if you're not great, the leash is short for you. Uh, and that's the best way I could put it. I mean, he
You
turned
can't lose to
his.
Northwestern and UCLA. You just can't do that, man.
You cannot losing. Well, his whole career. If you go back, even when he was at Vanderbilt, he made Vanderbilt relevant early on, but he couldn't beat the Georgias, couldn't beat the Bamas. Couldn't beat the Tennessee. Well, he was beating Tennessee. I take that back. But that wasn't good Tennessee. That was bad Tennessee. He wasn't beating Bama. He wasn't beating Georgia. Wasn't beating Auburn. He goes to the Big Ten. You cannot not beat Michigan and Ohio State because those are the two big dogs, regardless of what anybody thinks. Those are the two big dogs in the Big Ten. You cannot lose to them consistently like he has done. You lost to Oregon. That's twice you has lost to Oregon in the last 7-8 months.
8 months.
Because they played them in the championship game and lost, and played them tight and lost, and then turn around and lose to a team that was, because UCLA before that win was the most inept football team you had ever wanted to see.
Now they gave them some mojo. They won 2 weeks.
They won 2 in a row, and they couldn't. They made Nico look like a superstar again. UCLA has hope right now because they beat Penn State. But then you follow it up. Remember, at the beginning of the year, this was a team that was looked upon by many as potential national championship winning team. And then you proceed to lose to Northwestern, a bad Northwestern team in Evanston. Not in Evanston, at home last week. So
not a Gary Newhigh. No. What was the dude named who got Colorado? He started at Northwestern. The one who had the success.
Gary Barnett.
Gary Barnett. There you go. Gary Barnett is not walking back through that door. That is not a Gary Barnett coach Northwestern team. And for folks who don't know, go back and look at your history. Gary Barnett had Northwestern relevant pretty much every year he coached. He coached there. So
he went back-to-back Rose Bowls.
Yep, there you go. Northwestern back to. See, can you say that one more time? Rose Bowl.
Back-to-back Rose Bowls.
Northwestern.
Okay? And I want to say that was 94 and 95. No, 95 and 96, because 96 was Keyshawn. They lost Keyshawn and them because the Trojans was the champions of the Pac-12.
Man, offbeat story. When we first moved here, met some folks. Their parents, they're from Chicago, and they have season tickets to Northwestern. And I'm like, the only people I ever heard of, they got season.
Who got season tickets to Northwestern?
To Northwestern. Well, I think her brother graduated. And he became a lawyer through Northwestern. So that's why that whole thing. And me and him got into it because he was a Shire fan, Chicago.
God.
Dad, you know how I am. So yeah, let the shenanigans begin. Yes, sir.
But again, and I hate to take it here, but this is the best way I can sum this up. James Franklin, looking at your overall record, I think it's a 104 and 57 at Penn State. There's no justification for you being fired from that standpoint. But Penn State, perennial power, and then also the fact that you're irrelevant when it comes to big games, no matter who you play, regardless of who you play. And that has been you've been there 12 years. You've won, I believe, one game against the top 10 football team in 12 years.
And that was last year in the playoffs, right?
That was last year in the playoffs.
When they beat SMU.
When they beat SMU. Right. So I hate to take it here, but this is the only way. Again, if to be good is one thing, but when you're in the position James Franklin is in, you have got to be great. Good is not good enough. You have to be great, and that is the only way you're going to keep your job. Now, he's going to get another job. He's going to get another job.
And, T, you and I, we had a good discussion about this the first podcast of the season. Before these losses, you remember I said, what did Paterno do? We rarely go down. And so, but you can't. Like I had said, you can't. There's a name for this. I give everything a name. This is Ty Willingham. You can't Ty Willingham the damn job.
No, you can't.
Ty Willingham, you named everything. Stanford, relevant. Go to UW. You went 0-13. And you can, and then you got, there's nothing I can do to defend you. You know, they were calling for his head pretty much 2 seasons before that, but I'm like, okay, UW got to get back. But dude, I can't. Utah Willingham the job. So, and you know, T, you say he might get another job.
He won't get a
You know,
Power
Ty,
Five.
man, Ty went to the Vikings after that, and we ain't seen Ty
Well,
since.
well, here's the thing about James Franklin. James Franklin has been a proven. If you can win at Vanderbilt, you can win anywhere. But here is the problem. If you prop James Franklin up right now and you look at the hot thing, which is Kirk Cignetti at Indiana.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly, there is a difference. Cignetti is winning, okay, at a football school, at a basketball school that you just went into Oregon and won a football game that is a hard place to go play for anybody, but he went in there and he beat them handily, I would say. And you can't do that if you're Penn State. You've been in the Big Ten since '94. I think you've only won maybe 2 Big Ten championships since you've been in since '94. That ain't gonna make it, bro.
Oh, yeah. And this was the time, man. I have no. I tried to defend you in the first podcast, but when you Ty Willingham, you Ty Willingham.
Well, what makes it hard is your next job will be mid-level ACC, maybe mid-level SEC, just depends. I don't see you.
Where's he from? Where's he from?
I'm not sure exactly where he's from.
Because, you know, like I said, he might be mid-level. And, you know, that new Pac-12 is forming.
Yeah.
That's where I can see him land. If he's from the West Coast, I don't know where he's from. Or the Big 12.
I have to look it up.
I don't know where he's from.
You know, but even with this new Pac-12, that's just
he can get to coach Boise State. So he'll have a name. You know, he'll have a named school that he can, you know, do something with. The rest of them won't be named. Portland State and the rest of them. Though Portland State will shock you some years.
Yes.
People don't realize, though, you know, like and this is why. Let me take this back to 1987. They're not the only ones who really paid attention to the UW Huskies. When they were being led by, he ended up being Don James. It ended up bad, but he was getting the everybody was doing it. He just happened to get caught in the end. But when UW was good, me and T had always talked about them. So we kind of have had this West Coast affinity a little bit, you know, growing up. And people check out Portland State. Again, Portland State is like one of them schools. You schedule them, but do you really want to schedule them?
Yeah. They're like when you put East Carolina on the schedule when East Carolina is good. You got them on the schedule, but you really don't want them on the schedule because you know they could rise up and strike you. That's just how Portland State used to be back in the day. I give you another that back in the day used to give you problems. When you played well, anytime you play Montana, it's a problem.
Yeah, all of Montana or Montana State.
It's a problem. They just like, no.
You know, I went over here, Eastern Washington. With that
Eastern Washington is another.
Eastern Washington, mess around if you want to, because I call them the last chance U to the big U, because a lot of folks go there and then transfer and go to the but yeah, mess around if you want to, and with Eastern Washington too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something in that corner, that northwest corner over there. You just don't really kind of want to do some things because
one is cold as hell in that little corner.
Yeah,
like I tell people, if you want in the Washington State, is 2 different climates.
Yeah,
only 2 different climates.
Yeah.
You go to the east side. Once you cross the mountain, it's different. They get summer, winter, spring, and fall. On this side, we get what we call perpetual fall until May and June.
Right.
But really, you're 50, low 40s. It's perpetual fall until then. But when they get cold in the wintertime,
it's cold.
Man, nobody likes going to the side of that mountain over there in the wintertime.
James Franklin is actually from Pennsylvania.
Oh, my goodness. He is from Pennsylvania.
He's actually from Pennsylvania.
So, well, he might be coaching the Penn High School.
No, I feel like he would.
He's gonna replace Coach Mellon on the Goldberg.
You
So y'all don't understand that reference? Go look it up. He will be replacing Coach Mellon on the Goldberg.
So that happened. Oregon State fired their coach, so that's two openings already. I can foresee you might get 2 to 3 in the SEC. You might get 2 to 3 in the ACC. I just don't see. I think Boston College probably he's not gonna last long.
And Shane Beamer is gone.
You know what?
Unless they do a miraculous turnaround, they are going to. I don't know if he's going to.
But you know what? The rumblings early on was, Shane was a prime candidate to go to Virginia Tech. I don't believe so now, just because this was a make or break year for South Carolina, and by the end of this next 3 or 4 games, if he doesn't be 500, I can see it's coming because the folks here in Columbia right now are not happy with him, even though everybody want to blame stuff on the referees. But you got to actually look at it. He's done a pretty poor job of recruiting because you lost a lot of NFL talent last year and you didn't replace that talent. And then offensively, you're putting all your
dang it, left, right, forward. Lenore Sellers. That's all.
Well, not just that. Lenore has nobody to throw to. That's his biggest problem. Nick Harbor is a track man. He's not a wide receiver. Okay. You don't utilize the tight ends the way that you should. You cannot settle on a running back. Carolina's problem is always the same problem every year. They can't stop the run. LSU couldn't run the football, but last week they could run the football. So I tell you right there, there is a tremendous problem with South Carolina, and it's gonna be kind of a dog fight the rest of the year because the schedule. Carolina has 5 straight ranked football teams that they playing, starting this week with Oklahoma coming to Columbia. Even though you beat them last year, this is not the same South Carolina team that was last year. This is not even close to the same South Carolina team. So, Venables ought to be chomping at the bit after he let Arch Manning show out last week, which
that disappointed the hell out of me. But I was so ready.
It disappointed everybody. I
was so ready for the Venables show, and no.
Because Sark, that saved Sark's job, man. Yeah, he got another year because you beat Oklahoma. Only way he get fired now is at the end of the year when they play A&M, and if A&M beat the snot out of him, that's the only way he loses his job right there. He's put himself in prime position. You've won 3 out of the last 4 against Oklahoma. And Arch,
I agree.
I mean, Arch, you won with Arch. And Arch is not great right now. So
y'all put me on some stuff. I did not know that man went to 2A. Never went to none of them camps or none of that. Yeah, I didn't know that. He's a phantom 5-star.
Well, but see, the thing is, the name what it was. I don't understand why. You have the camp every year. He should have been prime time in the camp every year. I hope for Peyton's son Marshall's sake, I hope that he sees what is happening to his first cousin and he realized I might need to go and play in regular school and not private school. Play against the bros in Louisiana. I think he's in Colorado though, but play against the bros in Colorado, bro. There's no competition. There's no substitute for competition. Okay.
Yeah.
When you play against the best, it's gonna make.
And I'm gonna tell you, unless you play in Douglas County, because I lived in Colorado for 8 years. Unless you play in Douglas County, or you're coming down to Colorado Springs and playing in the Fountain. I call it the Ghetto Express. You got Fountain, you got Powers. Unless you're playing on the Academy, because Colorado Springs Academy, one thing, because the mountains. You only got one way in and really one way out. Unless you're down there by Fort Carson, You ain't playing no other football, so you need to be in Douglas County or come down to Colorado Springs.
Well, that look at that's firsthand knowledge from a man that spent years in Colorado. So
Yes, sir.
that tells you a whole lot. Um, let's talk about we still probably another month away before we get the first rankings. Right now, I think it's been consistent with what we've been saying all the time. I think a 3-win. You're going to have a 3-win team in the playoff.
Three loss, you mean?
Yeah, well,
Three
yeah,
loss.
a three loss
Okay.
team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
three. Oh, I agree. I agree. Yes, it's
uh,
almost inevitable now.
because every conference is eating themselves alive, and really,
Yep.
there's nobody that you can sit there and say is dominant. We don't know, even though Ohio State is number one, we don't know how good Ohio State is because they haven't played anybody um, worth saying, okay, let's see what they're really like. Um, I think Alabama is probably the class of the SEC right now. Ty Simpson is playing great at quarterback
He
for
is.
Bama.
And them
Kalen
two running
DeBoer,
backs that they are, and they still at any time can unleash them wide receivers.
right?
That's another thing. At any time they can unleash them wide receivers.
Well, you said it. You said it. You've been saying it the whole time. Kalen DeBoer, you give him enough time, he's gonna put together a superstar package. And right now, you starting to see it unfold. Ty Simpson was on nobody's radar at the beginning
No.
of the year, and now I would probably say he's probably the Heisman front runner.
Yep.
Just because of the fact he's the only one playing difficult competition and being consistent. Um, Now I know everybody's pushing Indiana's quarterback. I can't remember what his name is, but
They are
uh,
run. That's all in the run game, though, man. You watch them. They are run dominant team. They are like they're that part of the Big Ten, that run dominant, cold weather. Let's get down in the trenches team.
well, they got a chance to prove themselves because coming up, they still got to play Ohio State. I don't believe they play Michigan this year. I know they got Ohio State, and now the game against Penn State doesn't matter because Penn State is pretty much done. Right now, looking at the Big Ten, you have the potential, even though Nebraska is holding on, I have zero faith in Nebraska. So you might end up with a Ohio State, Southern Cal, or Ohio State, Nebraska, or with the funny way that the schedule plays out, you might end up Indiana, Ohio State rematch in that game just because of how everybody doesn't play everybody now since the conference is so big.
Yeah, I'm going with that. I'm going to make that prediction right here today. Indiana, Ohio State, Big Ten championship game.
And just like now with the ACC, you have Virginia, Georgia Tech, Miami. Those are the only hopes. Uh,
Yeah.
Clemson has a outside chance, but you don't know what Cade gonna show up, when, and where.
Do
Uh,
we beat SMU this week? That's a good question.
I say yeah, only because it's in Death Valley. If it was any place else, I would probably be a little more frightened. But because it's in Death Valley, I give it. But right now, honestly, the ACC is a big jumbled mess. Miami still has potential pitfalls against Pitt for one. Um, Pitt is just one of them teams. It just you never know. Uh, Virginia, I think, still has to play. Uh, Virginia still has to play Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech still has to play Miami. It's a round robin to get to that point, but even with that, it's really not going. Somebody from the ACC has to be one loss. They can't. I don't think Clemson has a shot just because of who. Because I feel like LSU is going to probably pick up another loss somewhere because Brian Kelly can't coach, man. I will go to the
This year
wall
saved his
for that.
job, though.
Well, I saw the thing come out today talking about he potentially Penn State's looking at him. I'm like, what you gonna go? What you gonna go to that for? Because he's not gonna beat nobody. He
Yeah,
has.
because well, I think we're going around with the Notre Dame experience. You know what I'm saying? That part of the country. He knows
Well,
how to recruit in that area.
yeah, and see the
I
thing
call it the
is,
IUPUI area.
yeah, but the other part of that is Penn State wants to be national. Happy Valley is not the easiest place in the world to get to. Um, that's part of the problem with Penn State. It's out in the middle of nowhere. So you really got to sell the program to them boys. It's not like Columbus, like Ohio State and Ann Arbor, Michigan, because you're right there to Detroit. So you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It is a little bit different. But again, for any coach, black or white, I'll just say like this here: it's one thing to be good, it's another thing to be great. And there's only a handful of great coaches in college football right now. Handful. And Kurt Signetti, he just got a new bump today. 8-year contract worth $93 million. It pays to be the hot man to get that right now. But looking at the schedule for this week for college, because we're going to go in depth on pro football in just a minute. Friday night's matchup, Louisville at Miami. Pitfall, Miami, pay attention because Louisville can and will give you problems. Nebraska plays at Minnesota.
They'll win that one. Yeah, I think they'll eke that one out.
Yeah, eke it out. I'm thinking it out. Yeah. North Carolina travels to Cal Friday night.
Man, that's a long trip.
It's a long trip, but I'm gonna tell you the other part of it. This could be Bill Belichick's last game because Cal could very easily embarrass him.
Yeah.
And this would be the game to put the nail in the coffin. They already crying and hollering up there. This experience did not go the way that they thought it was going to go with Belichick. The chick on the sideline, that ain't cool for nobody. That honestly, I mean, props to him for having her, but at the same time, she is a major distraction. So
yes.
And it has absolutely nothing to do with football. So
and his defensive coordinator, which is his son, right?
Yeah.
I watched the job he did up here last year.
Right.
Straight garbage.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Hey, you see how much Washington's defense has improved since he left. Yeah.
Exactly.
Because they the only one that kept Ohio State to 24. So they just ain't got the players, but you give them a little bit of time, they'll be back right where they need to be. So that told you all that whole situation is nothing but nepotism and privilege. Let's put it like that. All right. So Saturday, 12 o'clock, LSU travels to Nashville to play Vanderbilt. Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly. This is a game that you could potentially, if you don't go with the right attitude, this is a sneaky game.
But Vanderbilt this year can beat anybody.
Right.
This ain't even that. This is a good. This is a good Vanderbilt team that is a top for this year. Now is a top tier SEC school for this year.
Yeah. Because honestly, for the first half against Bama, they was in the game. They turned the ball over in the third quarter, and that's what changed the football game. You can't do that. That's the biggest thing. Georgia Tech at noon plays Duke. That's a sneaky game. That's a sneaky game as well. Mm-hmm. We all know going to Wallace Wade to play football is not the greatest thing in the world because it's a high school stadium. It's on top of you, and then if you ain't got the right mindset, Duke will beat you there.
They took the basketball stadium and made it the footballs because both of them are auditoriums.
Right.
That's basically what they are.
Right. Because I think it only holds about 25. I think.
I can see that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not very many. I think Wake Forest Stadium holds more than Wallace Wade. That tells you a lot right there.
A lot.
12 o'clock. Washington is traveling to Michigan on Saturday. This is a game where Washington can come out with this victory. It puts Michigan in a bad situation. Michigan already has 2 losses already. I can see 3. Now, if they lose again, They lose to Washington. Ohio State, you cannot lose to Michigan this year.
Yeah.
Let me put it the way we say it in the country. You bet not lose.
You bet not.
You bet not lose to Michigan this year. Let's see who else we got here. Saturday. The Gamecocks play Oklahoma. The state fair is going on. If you're here in South Carolina going to this game, get there as early as possible because it is going to be a mess, tremendous mess. Oklahoma and South Carolina. Brent Venables ought to take his frustration out on Lenoris. I hope he don't get hurt. The Gamecocks fired their offensive line coach,
I saw that,
which I thought was stupid because it ain't his fault because he did good last year. So, but somebody had to be the scapegoat. So, and of course, it's the brother that's coaching the offensive line.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and yeah, I said it, and I meant it like that too. He coached your offensive line last year. You ain't had no problem. So why this year is a problem? Okay. Let's see who else we got. Ohio State plays Wisconsin at 3:30. This is not
beat down. No,
this is
not the Wisconsin team.
This is not your daddy's Wisconsin.
No,
okay?
No.
This might get ugly for halftime. Okay.
Yeah.
Then Michigan State plays Indiana. Michigan State got blistered last week.
Michigan State sucks.
Yes. So that's not going to be a game. A&M travels to Dallas to play. Oh no, they're actually playing this game in Fayetteville. This game normally is played in Dallas against Arkansas, but this year they're playing in Fayetteville. So Arkansas, Bobby Petrino didn't the change from Sam Pittman to Bobby Petrino last week produced absolutely nothing. And
what that Grand Pooper song? What goes around comes back around again.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Then we got 3:30 game on ABC, Ole Miss versus Georgia. Kirby, don't let Lane come into Athens and win this football game.
You know one thing I noticed about Georgia on a second, they are a great second half team. I gotta give it to the adjustments.
He made adjustments.
He makes some great adjustments. Like he keeps it close enough in the first half. And then comes out in the second half to me. Kirby is a great second half coach.
Well, I'm gonna say this too. The referees helped them. I'm just gonna be honest.
Man, Tip will tell you, man, I was in here like, if I was like, oh, let's back up to that team. Let's back up to that game. Well, I would have taken my players and like, I'm respectfully leaving the field because the targeting calls, the same call done on my quarterback, called. That was the worst officiated game. The SEC, you need to do what the ACC does and let everybody in your booth so we can hear the decisions that are being made.
Right.
That was a terribly official. And then you had the crick keeper as the damn official. And he couldn't even keep up. He couldn't see nothing. He was weekend at Bernie. Somebody was keeping that cat alive behind the scenes.
Yeah, because
rolled up in the drop top Eldorado, dropped him off, and somehow he became the ref.
The sad part about this is Auburn. Now, not saying that we wanted Auburn to win this game, but at the same time, let's just be real about this thing.
Man.
Y'all were doing everything you could to keep Georgia relevant.
Kirby, you're not calling the timeout.
No, Kirby. This is not.
Looking at you running down the damn sideline, doing this, but you clapping.
Come on, Kirby.
Right. If that's what's hot in the streets, man, hey, do your thing. Yeah.
Kirby
said he was clapping.
He was smart on his feet. He was good. He was like Dollar Bill. Good. You were quick on your feet, that boy. You were quick on your feet because you was calling timeout. Yeah, nobody gonna tell me.
Somebody
No, I was clapping. That was the thing. Then we got Clemson and the SMU at 3:30 on Saturday. That ought to be, SMU's coming for revenge. Clemson, don't screw this up, Dabo. Texas Tech plays Arizona State at 4:00. That ought to be good just because Texas Tech right now is flying high. I don't know how, but they are. But it is what it is. Washington State travels all the way from Pullman to Charlottesville, Virginia. This ought to be interesting.
They never left from
They never left from Oxford.
No. They stayed in Oxford. Yeah, they never left.
That was a smart move. That was a smart move. Yeah. It's better not to try to make that trip back. Then that was probably smart. Texas plays Kentucky. Does Arch revert back to being Arch? Low key, Maryland versus UCLA. This is low key. Maryland's playing good football. UCLA on a winning streak.
You know how ESPN got the bottom 10?
Yeah.
That's a bottom 10 game.
Yeah.
That should be featured on the bottom 10.
But if you think about it, Maryland, I think is 4-2. I mean, who
but then when they just got beat down.
They just got beat down. You got Notre Dame, SC, Saturday night, 7:30. You got Tennessee, Alabama, Saturday night, 7:30. Which would have been a bigger game, probably, but honestly, I'm still Tennessee.
We'll see. Yeah, that could be. You know what I compare that to? That could be like the Florida State Alabama game, where you just don't know, but you could see Tennessee turning that a little bit. We'll see.
Yeah, but
it's too late in the season too. So yeah, we'll see. I don't believe in Tennessee because it's Tennessee, but we'll see.
Well, Tennessee is kind of like Luther back in the day. Curl wasn't quite
curl right.
It didn't quite turn over. It was there, but it wouldn't. It would take him, but it might not take there. That's the thing I see with Tennessee. You got Utah versus BYU Saturday night.
It'll be good to see Phil Fulmer in a Luther Vandross wig.
Bill Fulmer.
Yeah, in a Luther Vandross wig.
Let me hold.
No, and like you said though, but a wig that don't quite curl.
That's what
I want to see Phil Fulmer in.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. Cincinnati is going to Oklahoma State Saturday night.
What did we say? What did I say last week?
Cincinnati
every so often can be a top 5 team because they do lock down that whole little Circle City core.
They do. And right now, since they probably number 2 in the Big 12 behind Texas Tech, so that's probably going to be your Big 12 championship. And then, unfortunately, we got the ACC is unleashing Saturday night, Florida State versus Stanford. Terrible.
Yeah. I hated it.
Terrible. Florida State, we knew it was Fugazi from the start. We knew it. We just didn't know when it was going to show up. Mike Norvell is a terrible coach.
There you go.
The thing is, now you see it. I don't know how they beat Bama. Maybe they put all they thoughts and processes into beating Bama, but since then it has been a downward spiral.
Yeah.
All right, moving to the NFL, man. So,
I want to tell you, they have imploded. The Brewers. The Brewers have imploded.
Oh well, it's over with.
The onslaught is starting now. It's 3-1, and they throwing the ball all. So
throwing the ball all over the place.
Yeah, they had 2 errors in a row that got them. It's 3-1 lead now in the bottom of the 7th. Yeah, so it's probably going to be over.
I'll just say this about baseball.
And Will Smith hit the home run, T.
Will Smith. The catcher. The catcher hit the home run.
Y'all.
Not Shohei Ohtani. Not Freddie Freeman. Mookie Betts. No. Will Smith. Like I say. Playoff baseball is for the unknowns to shine. That is always it, except for Vlad Jr.
I got to give it to him. Last night, he went the hell off last night. First 2 games, and then
first 2 games.
He hit, so, number 1, I want to say one quick thing, side note. Dog, I love how Derek Jeter looked at A-Rod with just straight contempt on that pregame show they got. Anytime he tried to joke with Derek, he don't take Dog, take a look at it. He is total when he calls him El Capitan. He look at him like, man, just go on. Look at the amount of disrespect, quiet disrespect that Derek Jeter throws to A-Rod on that show.
The only person that can play with Jeter is Poppy. That's it. Because Poppy is the baseball version of Charles Barkley. That's why.
Hey, they got Poppy yesterday. He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna go with my Dominican brother." But I did like how D-Train said, Dontrell Willis said, "Hey, Julio Rodriguez from Dominican Republic. You know what I meant that you know Poppy is, but you know what I'm going with you." Yeah, they got you this time. They got you.
But see but see again, like I say, Poppy is the baseball version of Barkley. So you have to just be like, okay,
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep. And when they do the analysis team, also last thing on that, it is so how they take Dontrell Willis and take him off the set. He got to do the D-Train with an AI simulation of a subway. Him and old boy, they do not let him go on. Oh, with the 3 Hall of Fame. Well, the 2 Hall of Fame in the cheek.
Well, again, now that's a show unto itself, because I will sit there and say all of them need to be in the Hall of Fame regardless, because you cannot not see history. We saw history. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I don't think that's the reason why I said that about A-Rod, because I can't stand his ass.
Well, a lot of people can't stand
it for him.
A lot of people can't stand A-Rod. But see, here's the thing that bothers me more than anything. If you listen to baseball players really, really discuss certain baseball players, all of them have this reverence for Barry Bonds. And they know that's the greatest person I've ever seen play the game.
Yeah, well, I can't say that. I tell you, I can't say that, man. Come on. Bro, I saw King Griffey Jr. play, man.
Hold up, man.
That's close. That's really close.
But it's different with Junior. It's different with Junior. Junior is the kid. He will always be the kid. You know what I mean? He'll always be where I call him the natural.
There you go. There you go.
From the first day he walked into the major leagues, he was always the natural. Everything came easy to Griffey. Okay. The swing is the most beautiful swing of all time. Oh my Playing goodness. Outfield is the greatest thing in the world.
Spider-Man run up that wall and come in. Oh my goodness, yeah.
That he is always going to be looked at as a kid. But the full-grown man, listen, if you ever pay attention, listen to John Smoltz, Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine, and Chipper Jones talk about Barry Bonds, and you will realize.
Hey, man, 7 MVPs down. And when I do them, it's 1A, 1B, because I think you're right. You just described it. The kid, the natural, the phenom, the culture, the trendsetter. He was the Iverson of baseball at that moment. He
Perfect
made
example.
A city relevant. Nope, unless you listen to Posse on Broadway, he took a city that nobody, like I told you, people in my family, y'all do daylight savings time. Yeah, we are in America. It ain't but 2 spots. It's Indiana and Arizona. Yeah, we get to. But anyway, that's what he is. And you're right. Full grown, there's no better player overall than Barry Bonds. Skinny Barry, and whatever they want to call steroid Barry, you put him on his first half. He's like Tom Brady in the 21 years. If you take the first 10 Hall of Fame, the other 10 are Hall of Fame. Barry Bonds is the same way.
Barry Bonds is the same as always been. The thing is, Barry was an unlikable person just because of how, but he had reason to be like that because he saw how the media treated his dad growing up, and he didn't feel like it was unnecessary. But you got to remember, his dad was on a team with Willie Mays and Willie McCovey.
Yep. Willie Mays was his godfather.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Just like Bonds. Bonds was on the team. His team in Pittsburgh, him and Bobby Bonilla and Andy Van Slyke was greatness. Couldn't get past the Braves. He comes out, plays in San Francisco, still can't get past the Braves. Can't get past, the Dodgers. Can't get past, and then when they did make it, probably had one of the greatest World Series of all time, but still lost. I mean, it's one of those things, But just looking at his whole career, I mean, like I say, man, and the thing that killed me is people that write about baseball Most of them couldn't play baseball, so they don't understand. They just love the game for what it is. But the thing is this here, the hardest thing in the world is to hit a baseball. This man could hit a baseball when most of the time he never got but maybe one pitch the whole fight.
He
Maybe
had
one.
like think about this. He had 73 home runs. And like you said, he may have got a pitch to hit every 2 games. He would get walked, y'all, with bases loaded on the regular. They would want to only score because they know if the pitch they had the pitch and bases loaded, it's going out into what is that, McCovey Cove. So yeah, that was the dude.
There isn't the only person other than Junior that you could probably put relevancy to that. Maybe, and I'm being real when I say this, and it's not because I just thought he was just that great. There's only a handful of players from the 90s that you can sit there and really be like. I'm not even saying McGuire and Sosa. I'm saying when you look at the total package, it's Junior, it's Bonds, and maybe Chipper Jones. Maybe.
I agree. Hey, no. Hey, I agree. If you take the total package, it is Chipper. I mean, I watched him too. I tell people, baseball is my first sport because I came up at a time when the Orioles were just hot, and I took to baseball before I took to anything else. So you are right. Chipper is, and with longevity, because actually, if you go by longevity, Chipper would trump Junior. I mean, think about it. I mean, I'm just being real.
Yeah.
After what they call it, the stadium that Griffey built, because that's what it is.
Right.
And he left to go to Cincinnati. Those were injury-marred years. Chipper and Barry kind of just went all the way out. So to be real in that list, Chipper actually goes second, and then Junior goes third, because then you got the World Series.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm with you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. All right, so moving to the NFL, Bo, it's been a wild week. It's been a wild week.
Man, oh my goodness, man.
Let me tell you. Let's start with your boys.
But let's say this. Let's set the scene. I want to set a dramatic envelope. How ironic is it that the podcast today is and the favorite team, you see T's in the background. He's always lived it and loved it. I was a second. I have to admit, I was a fan of them boys until the whole shenanigans happened with Jerry Jones and Tony Dorsett. And now anybody will tell you I ain't no bandwagon. I have been a Tampa Bay fan for a long, since what, 95? Ever since the Dungeon. T.
He's been with the cream sippers, man. He's been with the cream sippers.
How ironic is it that those two teams set atop both the NFC and the AFC? Incredible.
Honestly.
And guess who our quarterbacks are? So there, Aaron Rodgers. You come here, Baker Mayfield. Those are the quarterbacks. This is amazing to me, man.
Well, I'm finna give Todd Bowles credit, man. Todd Bowles is coaching his behind off right now, man.
This thing is he's doing where he waits until the last 3 plays to bring everybody. It totally changed. At Todd Bowles, I was a podcast I expressed. You used to have the dumbest looks on your face. You look like you was in that In Living Color episode when they got out from under the ground and everybody was free and they just didn't know it. You have now turned into, like you said, one of the better coaches in the NFL. Hats off to him, man. Got to give him credit too.
The first half last week, Mac Jones was carving the boys up. And I'm like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
And then they took the lead. And once the Bucs took the lead, you start seeing the safety creeping up. And I'm like, what is he doing? Then the next thing you know, he was just creeping up for show. That's all it was, because he wasn't bringing it. And then when it got tight, okay, let's unleash hell. And that's what they did. That's what they did, bro. And they was coming from Look, Mac Jones had no idea where them boys was coming from because he had them coming from everywhere.
And you remember that last throw he made was straight at the hash mark. He wasn't throwing it at the he started seeing go. He just said, screw it. Oh, down right at the hash mark.
He was getting the ball out of his hand because he had got tired of them boys hitting on him, bro. Because that second half, Todd Bowles started bringing people from unorthodox positions, didn't care what down it was. They couldn't run the football. McCaffrey is like, what is going on? He couldn't pick up the blitz.
And see, think about it. Every starting wide receiver for the Bucs is hurt.
Every last one.
Even click. Every last one is now hurt, including click, because you know he ain't finished the game with the hamstring pull.
I know.
Every starting wide receiver is hurt. And Baker, the play that changed it when he spazzed out and did that. He did that. And that's the one thing you get from him. He gonna play. He play football team like we play in the yard, man.
Yeah.
He gonna give it that effort and to be damned. You remember when we used to play like by my house? You had the rocks right there.
Yeah, playing the rocks. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
He don't care about getting tackled in the rock. Hey man, Mel Jones made a crazy comment. Mel said, "Man, y'all used to play there like you couldn't die."
But that's the truth, though.
Straight up, we ain't like that, but we just red clay and rocks.
I mean, you getting tackled in rocks, you know, it's like, it don't matter. We trying to win. We trying to win. And that's what, I found a newfound respect for Baker. Because, yeah, the game that y'all lost, he did go Baker. We knew he was going to go Baker at some point. But right now, Baker is playing probably some of the best. He deserves to be the front runner for the MVP right now because
please don't tell him, y'all. Hey, I do not want, because I'm gonna tell you, as soon as he get that,
well, we
play the crime, and you know we play the crime truck driver this week.
I know, but you do get Mike Evans back supposedly, but you already know. Now you know Mike done been out for about 3 weeks. He gonna come back. He gonna tweak a hamstring because you already know.
Hey, good thing we get to play the Carolina twice and New Orleans twice.
It never fails. It never fails. He gonna tweak a hamstring.
Hey man, you called that. Hey, for y'all that don't know, he called the first hamstring pull, and he was right. Out 3 games. He does his customary. Hey, what you say, Mrs. Customary?
His customary 3 games.
Somehow end up with 1,000 yards, about 10 touchdowns, and do his thing.
And he gonna miss 3-4 games now. You might as well go on and mark it down.
I want to put something by you. My son said, by the way, who was a Carolina fan, said Mike Evans, when he thinks about it, is the greatest wide receiver of his generation. And when he sent me the page, Super Bowl champ.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever had less than 1,000, whatever that
he's had 12 straight 1,000-yard seasons.
I don't think he's ever had less than 10 to 12 touchdowns a year. And I looked that up compared to all of his constituents for longevity. And Beans has a point, man. I mean, but based on the time he's been around, he does have a legitimate point.
Well, if you think about it, the only reason Mike Evans isn't held in a higher regard is because Mike Evans stay hurt. Yeah. That is why. The hamstring is happening.
He did this with 7 different quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And as you know, all of our offensive coordinators become a head coach. Yeah. And we're going to do our offensive coordinator. So you think about him going through Josh Freeman, all of them cats, right? And still coming up with 1,000 yards and 10 to 12 touchdowns. And he does have the Super Bowl. You know, Beans got a point. He is in that conversation. What I'm trying to say is he's in the conversation.
He's in the conversation. I even go one step farther. You're doing it by getting all of these numbers because you're not playing 16, 17 games. You've never done that. Never done that. And then you got all this and your second best receiver half the time doesn't finish the season because Godwin never finishes the season. You got Abuka is not going to finish this season because he's going to be out this week.
Yep.
You right now, y'all living a charmed life. I'm not taking nothing from y'all because of the fact, hey, it's working. It's working. Vita Vea is being Vita Vea.
Oh yeah. Man, when he took the center and straight set him in what's the name? When he put him in Jones' lap, man, he straight looked like he picked that son of a gun up and walked him to Mac Jones' lap.
You know, the Samoan heritage.
Yeah.
They are a different type of people. Love them to death. I swear I do. But I will say this here. They do some disrespectful things to people on football fields, man. And it's not because they're being dirty. They just do stuff.
If you would, it's the most like, you know how you got that Care Bear, you know, the Pillsbury. That's what he's like. Like when if you see, ain't no confrontation, but something about the food, they just know how to move humans.
That's what they do, bro.
That's the way I can put it. They know how to move humans.
That's what they do. And the thing about it, as long as he is on the field, the Bucks defense is hard to beat because of the fact you cannot move that man. He moves you.
That middle. That's why I always look. If you can get an A-gap blitz going, and dog, game's over.
Bro, what's called? I mean, like I say, right now, honestly, I'm looking forward to the game Sunday with Detroit just because.
Me too.
Detroit has a lot to prove.
You ain't gonna punk Baker because we played them last year and won. They beat us in the playoffs the year before. We beat them last year. The one thing we got is you ain't punking Baker because then he just gonna try. Yeah. So we'll see. Good game.
Yeah. You not go this. You know, we said this last week about the Raven game. This game this week, it's going to prove a whole lot because if the Buccaneers win, depleted as they are, it puts them as the class of the NFC. If Detroit loses, then we got to start having some real conversations because you let Mahomes carve you up. Mahomes was surgical Sunday night.
Yes, he was.
He was surgical. You know, some people want to say, you know, the refs helped them. Stop it. Y'all stop that with Kansas City.
Y'all stop with that, man. Please stop with that.
Stop that with Kansas City. Just be real about this here. You got carved up by that boy, and what nobody's talking about with the Chiefs is, okay, you get Rashee Rice back this week. Worthy is playing up to his potential, and then Thornton is starting to round into shape as that third option. That made it so easy for them. Now Travis actually looks like a serviceable player, but Travis ain't got it no more, y'all.
No, Worthy takes the top off. Man, listen, and you know this, Steve. I know where I'm going. You don't.
Right.
If you run long enough, once you make that one cut, you're going to be open. You got a quarterback like Mahomes, he's going to get it to you.
And if you actually look at how they've been playing lately, he's running Thornton right behind Xavier Worthy.
Yes.
So you automatically got a gap because when Worthy goes deep, the safety has to go with it.
Has to go. Yep.
So if you got a nickelback or even a strong safety roll to that side, you're double teaming two people. Travis Kelce's wide open. Andy Reid is a genius anyway. So you just going to let him start dialing stuff up. And then when you look at it again, okay, Mahomes is Mahomes. You can't get no pressure on him. And what has been Detroit's bugaboo for the longest, they don't have a pass rush. If Aiden Hutchinson doesn't create it on his own, they don't have a pass rush. They don't like the blitz. They're going to get ate up. The only reason it doesn't affect them in the NFC, nobody got a quarterback.
No, they don't. They don't at all.
Except the Packers. Except the Packers. Yep. Nobody got a quarterback that's going to take advantage of that. Now, conversely, Monday night, I watched the whole game Monday night. The Falcons, say what you want.
I watched it too, yes.
Bijan, boy, that's a running back, okay? Yep. Bijan cannot be tackled. If you do not get Bijan in the first three steps, y'all finna get embarrassed now because that boy got movement like no other. And
Hey,
taking Buffalo down.
Who he remind you of back in the day?
OJ.
And I got Walter Payton. And almost the same reason. I think you and I the same way. Because you know how Walter was. If you didn't get him in them first 3 steps, he would either do 2 things. Now, Walter, and Bijou can do this. You know, Walter Payton will run your ass over, too. A lot of people think his name was Sweetness. And no, mess around and it'd be
and
101.
find out. And he was physical.
And that's why I got that. And I think because first 3 steps and Bijan, same thing, will run you over. You sit there and trying to play them games with. Yeah.
Well, the reason why I said OJ was because of the fact the movement in the hole. OJ, you know, OJ was so smooth. You know, you can't let him get it. Don't let him get the top speed, because once he get the top speed,
it's over.
He gone. Walter was the same way, but the thing was, the subtle difference with Walter was, if Walter saw he was gonna get hit, Walter was gonna hit you before you hit him, and that was the difference. But the Falcons right now, I don't want to get happy about it, just because of the fact it's a long road.
You got to for real, listen, man. You got to be happy.
Well, happy. But it's a long road to go, just because you blew your chance against y'all. The Panthers have already beat them. And the thing is, you can't have, see, this is the thing about Raheem. Raheem, you can't mess up, because it's going to be, this is what I feel like about the South right now. It's going to be a dogfight from now to the end of the season, only because Tampa Bay is winning now, but can they sustain through all these injuries? The Falcons statistically has the number 1 defense. I don't believe it, but right now they got the number 1 defense. Can they continue to improve on that? That's going to put them in good position. I've seen the Panthers the last 3 weeks
look good
offensively and defensively get better. Yeah. Right now, this is a tough. And let me put this in here too. The Saints are not as bad as everybody think they are.
Spencer Rattler is, though.
Spencer Rattler is, but the Saints are not. The Saints are not. Spencer Rattler is.
I'm like, I gotta wish my downfall always on the.
But I'm just, I'm just being real. I'm just being real about it. You know, they ain't as bad as what you think they are. So it's gonna be a fight to get to whoever wins the division. Because what I kind of feel like is in the rest of the NFC, like I say, with the Detroit game on Saturday, this is on Sunday, this is a prove-it game Sunday against Tampa Bay. The Bears are starting to look better. Okay, they shouldn't have won Monday night, but sometimes that's how the football rolls.
Sometimes it goes, yeah.
That's how it rolls. Commanders had that game sold up, but the fumble.
And it was wet, and that's another thing. When it's wet,
you gotta
make adjustments.
You gotta do something, bro, because I'm telling you now.
And people don't realize the hard rain ain't what gets you. It's that slick.
It's
like when it first rained when you're driving. It ain't once the road get wet, but that little slick when it first starts, that's the shit that'll mess you up.
Right. And you got to remember, they don't let them work on the footballs the way they used to. Yeah. So the football is slick. Okay. They used to be able to let you doctor the ball up and do everything you wanted to. You are not able to do that anymore, because the NFL keeps the balls to themselves until game time. So you don't get a chance to work the balls the way that you used to work the ball. Right. So that's always going to be a problem. But you got to look at it. And just looking at where we at right now, the Bears, Detroit, Minnesota, the Packers, dog fight for the division. Gonna be the rest of the year. Eagles, we don't know what they are, because you let Scatterboo and Jackson Dart destroyed you last Thursday night. The Eagles got issues, and honestly, you open the door. I hate to say this, but you really, really opened the door for the Commanders to get back into it. Had they not lost, the Cowboys are irrelevant because they got the worst defense in all of creation.
And that is by far the worst
all of creation
I've ever seen in my life.
They can't stop Nothing.
I know.
Pass,
That is crazy.
run.
That is crazy.
Whoa. They would do better. They honestly would do better if it was two-hand touch because tackling ain't gonna work.
Yep.
They cannot. Jerry Jones, I honestly believe if you would have kept Michael Parsons, you would have been a little bit better. You still was gonna be sorry, but you would have been a little bit better.
Yeah, man, that team confused me. That team literally confusing me, T.
Well, whoa. When you have no size on your defensive line, no size. Your linebackers are trash, have been trash for years. It's not like they finally found a linebacker, okay? And your DBs are the worst DBs.
Yeah.
They get paid a lot of money, but they can't cover a bed, okay?
Trayvon Diggs sucks.
Deron Bland sucks.
They
are pitiful because
now I'm not going to take away from this because he's having an MVP season too. Dak is having a hell of a season. But all of it's being lost in that day. What you called it? He called it 35. He said 2A. What kind of defense you call it? Private school?
I call it private school defense. Kelsey said it was 2A defense, but I call it private school because they ain't physical at all. And this is what I'm gonna say about the Cowboys. Now Kelsey kind of said Sunday that he didn't feel like Dak lost that game, but I don't feel like Dak lost the game. But I will say this here: what put them in a bad situation was them last two drives on offense, where you went 3 and out on the last drive before the last drive. That put you in a bad situation. There was no way you should have went 3 and out because you punted that ball. Should have been like about 6 minutes left in the game, and you already know your defense sucks. So you wasn't probably gonna get a chance to get the ball back. You went 3 and out because you went in there and all you did, and the Panthers knew you was gonna do it. You still had opportunity to try to run the football. You went in there, you threw 3 passes. None of them was completed. Everything was shot beyond the sticks. And that's what got you up out of there. You can't do that. You got to play situational football. You got to understand what your situation is. And with that playing as well as he's playing right now, and George Pickens not crashing out, how I don't know. I don't know how. Now, CD comes back this week, so you can look for the crash out coming because as soon as he won't get the football, he going to be pouting. I already know. So,
yes, sir.
So the thing is, if you're a Cowboy fan right now, what is your thought process? Because you played well enough to beat Green Bay, but you didn't. You gave up 500 yards to Russ. That by itself is enough to make me want to jump off the bridge. You gave up 500 to Russ. Okay, you let the Jets hang in there, and the Jets just had a game where they had -10 passing yards. -10 passing yards. Justin Fields, go ahead and say it, Dave. Go ahead and say it.
For all of y'all that wanted to wonder what Mike Tomlin was doing, how he got drafted over being #1 pick, you don't see it now? I've been saying it. T, you said the Jets had -10 yards pass.
Negative.
How can you go a damn football game and have negative? I can see negative rushing. Was he throwing the ball backwards? What the hell? How you got 10 yards passing?
That means you completed absolutely nothing beyond the line of scrimmage.
So, folks, I want y'all to know there are people who get paid to evaluate talent. Sometimes that's their job. See, I think we get confused. They're not doing a podcast, but we do have jobs. That's their damn job all day, every day, is to evaluate talent. If he got drafted over in Chicago, and if Mike Tomlin don't play you and decides to play who, T? Russ. Now you see why Justin Fields ain't catching no one. He ain't. He's Tommy DeVito.
He ain't even Tommy DeVito. Tommy DeVito can win football games. Tommy DeVito can win football games. He's not even Tommy DeVito.
You are Cooper Rush.
Now that actually works. But Cooper Rush can win football games. He just can't win football games in Baltimore because that team is not suited for a Cooper Rush type player.
Yeah.
That honestly, that team was suited for a Shedeur Sanders type player, but he screwed that up on his own. So here we are. Here we are. This is where we at. The other thing from Sunday, looking at it, let's talk about the Steelers for a minute. I am aghast. I'm gonna use big words for this one. I am aghast because ain't nowhere in the world. You know, we literally can have this thing wrapped up by by Halloween. We literally can have this wrapped up by Halloween, Bo. Because never in my
wildest dreams. Right? Y'all are
now. We getting ready. Yeah, we just kicked off. Kicked off.
All right.
I don't even see it, bro. The Ravens. This is John.
What did I tell you, T? My Mount Rushmore of coaches: Dean Smith, Roy Williams, John Thompson, and Mike Tomlin. Them are the Dean Smiths. And shout out to Tom Landry. You get honorable mention. You go there too. I would put you up there too. So there you go. I ain't aghast.
I'm aghast.
When they say on Friday, no, you a thief. I love that on Friday. But anyway, I am aghast. No, you a thief.
I'm aghast.
See, how are you aghast? Like I told everybody, this man better be studied when he retires, or we are no longer blessed with his services as a coach. He like a high school coach. Like, just give him to me. He Denzel Washington and remember the damn Titans.
He Herman Boone,
give
man.
Give him to me. I'ma coach him up.
He Herman Boone. That's who he is.
Herman Boone.
He Herman Boone.
I tell everybody every day, you are looking at one of the greatest gatherer of any people you give him to coach. He is the perfect what you need from, I'm a GM, you a coach, you GM, I coach.
Right.
He's the man, T. I wish people stop. And now with everybody else, and what you can count on, the rest of the division in disarray. You ain't never going to see Mike Tomlin's team in disarray. So when that happens, because it happens, it's the theory of chaos. Shout out to Stephen Hawking. It's the theory of chaos. It happens every once so often. So there you go. And when it happens, the people who are best prepared ride that storm out.
Well, Dave, I mean, I agree with you, and I would be the first one to say I'm in the camp of I feel like Mike has been a great coach the whole time he's been there. Okay, I've never won. The only reason I said maybe it's time is only because sometimes certain players tune you out after you've been in a place so long. But seeing the job that he's done this year, you won't hear anything out of Aaron Rodgers. The defense is improved from where they were game one. If they go in,
y'all all were hurt.
What?
Defensively, y'all were missing. I call the heart of the defense. Hampton was out, right? No.
We lost Hayward.
The defensive tackle.
Hayward was gone last week. You got Jalen Ramsey.
Hayward was hurt at the beginning of the season for a couple of games, right?
No, he was holding out, so he came in. He went in the best shape.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Right now, Jalen Ramsey is playing Pro Bowl corner, and I'm like, Jalen Ramsey was one of the worst burnt corners you ever wanted to see in his last years in Miami and with the Rams. He's playing good. Slay still gets burnt, but he was getting burnt when he was in Philly, so that's new. The pass rush right now, Herbert and TJ and Highsmith, they causing havoc. They coming from everywhere. They look like Steeler football. Aaron Rodgers, now the thing that concerns me, I will say this, is still can't run the football worth nothing. But at the same time, Aaron Rodgers is not killing us because he's getting the ball out of his hand and he's not taking sacks. Right now, if we win this game tonight, we are sitting so pretty, it is ridiculous. We sitting at the number one seed in the AFC, which is beyond crazy. Um, it's one
Yep.
of those. It's one of those situations where if you don't give Mike Tomlin his credit this year, because honestly, he should not be winning. Looking at
No.
that roster, he should not be winning. But right now, he got one loss, and he got
He
one
won
loss.
with Kenny Pickett.
Bruh, he won with Mason
So,
Rudolph.
exactly.
Mason Rudolph.
So I don't know. Now that he got, he will be a future Hall of Famer.
Future Hall of Fame.
When he had a Hall of Famer,
He was winning.
Yep.
He was
Then
winning.
he had to go through, because you know how y'all wasn't. This is the first year I ever see y'all make trades and be actually active in the free agent market. And look what happens.
Look,
The first year you guys actually ever tried to give him some help, he said, "Watch what I do with it." I'm 4-1, 5-1.
5-1. Yeah.
5-1.
Look,
Hey, little
DK Metcalf playing his behind off, bro.
Hey, there you go. Little too much hip in his walk. Look what he doing. Shout out to JD who told me that's what she called people who a little,
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we got
too much hip in his walk.
Little too much hip in his walk. But I'm just being real. Mike is doing an outstanding job. Like I say, this thing will be over with by Halloween. The Ravens, I held John Harbaugh in high esteem, but now I realize the Ravens, there's something internal with the Ravens. I don't know what it is.
We talked about it, man.
I don't know what it is.
The same kind of player. They don't get that. They going for the quick fix.
You're right.
When Ozzie went for the long, and as the other players start to, phase out of their prime, you had Dermerville. You had those folks who were able to kind of step in, but you don't have a succession plan.
You don't have a T. Suggs. You don't have a Dumerville. You don't have a Ray. You don't have a Ed.
Yep.
On offense, you don't have.
And who was those two corners?
You got Marlon Humphrey and Wiggins.
No, who they had before back in the day.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And
they have no. And now when Ozzie left, it's like they never had a succession plan where Ozzie would keep it rolling.
Well, the new dude. Now he's made some good draft choices, but I think they built the team. They didn't build a team the way that they needed. And I've heard, Dan Orlovsky and Ryan say that this team is built to beat the Chiefs. This team is not built to beat Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati, because they spend all their draft capital on corners and safeties. There's no pass rush. They have no pass rush. If you think about it, that's what they did, because who were they losing to? But see, people that watch AFC North.
Well, what about the Bills? They lost to the Bills, so they were losing to the Bills.
Well, but Josh, the Bills is Josh. It's Josh, man. Josh can make. He is the Rapunzel. He is the Rasputin of football, because he can spin straw into gold. That's what the boy ain't got nothing on offense. He's making plays. Yeah, that is the perfect analogy. Josh Allen is Phillip Rivers, except he wins a little more, and he plays in playoff games. Phillip Rivers never won, but if the game was at the end of the game, he was always going to figure out some kind of way to pull it out. That was what Phillip Rivers was. He's the thing about Buffalo, and this is what we kind of early in the year said. The thing about Buffalo was the defense was going to be their Achilles heel, but now I'm starting to realize it's not just the defense; it's the offense too. The offense has issues. They need a number one wide receiver, which they don't have.
They need a running back. Their best running back is like Kansas City. Now Kansas City is flipping it. They starting it, but Josh Allen's their best runner.
Well, he's their best runner, but you don't have the outside receivers. Your tight end can't be your number one. This ain't Gronk and Tom Brady, okay? Your tight end can't be your number one. You got to have a wide receiver that can take the pressure off sometime, because if the tight end is your main person, you can double team him.
How many games y'all up? in the division.
We have 3 games. Because
Yeah,
the Bengals ain't won. The Bengals ain't won since Burrow got hurt.
yeah, it's over.
It's over. And look, we don't play the Ravens. We don't play the Ravens until November and December. So even if Lamar comes back, the Ravens already got 5 losses. It's already over for them.
It's over. Yeah, yeah. And do y'all play Buffalo or?
Yeah, we got to play Buffalo later on in the season.
Okay.
We got to play Buffalo.
And
We got to play Buffalo. I think we avoid Kansas City. I know we got to play Buffalo, but I think we get the Chargers. So
y'all win that. Yeah.
But see, let me tell you. It depends. One thing about the Chargers are at a disadvantage purely because of the fact.
Where y'all playing that game at?
I have to look, but I think
because
that game,
I think hey, I'm gonna tell you this: you guys are gonna have a better home field advantage.
Oh, I already know that.
Than you will at Three Rivers.
I already know
Heinz Field.
Because the Chargers' biggest issue is we don't play. We play the Chargers November the 9th. And it's in Los Angeles, so that's a Steeler home game. So you already know that it's gonna be more terrible towels there than anything. I feel bad for them. But honestly, they shouldn't have never left San Diego. That's my thought.
Yeah,
shouldn't have never left.
They shouldn't. No.
You should have stayed. You should have stayed in San Diego and never moved to Los Angeles, because even playing in Los Angeles, the Rams is not. Rams ain't even the best LA team in Los Angeles. People just go there because it's a place to be seen. And once basketball starts, nobody cares about football in LA no more. And then if the Dodgers make it to the World Series again, nobody really gonna care about the Rams no more until playoff time. So it is what it is. So looking at the schedule coming up for this week, Steelers play the Bengals tonight, Sunday morning from London.
Y'all scored already. See, y'all scored already.
Oh yeah. So feeling good in the neighborhood.
I knew it on prime tip Thursday.
Rams play Jacksonville in London. This is a game Rams need to rebound from last week. And Jacksonville need to rebound from losing on Sunday after they had won the previous Monday. So it is what it is. The Saints play the Bears. Caleb, you cannot lose this game.
No.
Low key, this is a loser. They call this on the radio loser leave town match. Miami plays Cleveland. If Dylan Gabriel cannot play, do we see Shedeur after this week, or do they wait a little more longer? The Dolphins tour is terrible. As a leader, as a quarterback, they just terrible. Mike McDaniel gonna get fired. So it is what it is. New England, Tennessee fired their coach this week.
Yeah,
he should have never been coach. His son. He should have never been coach.
Jim. Okay, yeah.
But New England going to Tennessee. Vrabel's going back. Vrabel is going to try to embarrass Tennessee this week.
Yes.
Just because. Shouldn't have never. I ain't figured out why they fired Vrabel in the first place, bro.
I still don't know why they fired this coach yet. I mean, because you ain't gonna get no different who you hiring.
Nobody wants that job, man.
Exactly.
Nobody wants that job. If you take it, you just taking it just to take it. Yep. That's the thing. The Raiders play Kansas.
It'll be the Bucs offensive coordinator. Whoever he is.
Who is that know his name. I don't even know who it is.
All I just see is another dude. I trying to know. Yeah. He'll be the head coach. That'll be the head coach.
Y'all been changing them every year.
Exactly.
Where's Byron Leftwich, man? Why he ain't got no job?
Ain't that crazy that
Tom Brady
when the succession plan, I swear I thought he was going to pick y'all old coach Arians. I thought Arians was going to pick Byron, and he picked Todd. And that was what started it.
I think Mr. Glazier kind of put it. I think he said take Todd instead of taking Byron. Yeah. I honestly believe that, because all signs pointed to Byron Leftwich being the head coach, because
I would say that would be more because as you know, they stay overseas with Manchester United.
Right.
Bruce Allen makes all of the football decisions.
Right.
So that probably was Bruce.
Yeah. He looking at it from the standpoint. I ain't got to even talk to Todd because Todd already good. He good. And now that Todd coaching instead of what he did with the Jets, I mean, come on, man. Todd coaching now.
Or was it Todd or was it the Jets? Man, I don't know about that no more. Hey,
that's a show. That's a show unto itself, man. Because honestly, when you think about it, it's got to be the Jets, man. It's got to be the Jets because it's been an abject failure for 50 years.
He is giving y'all his best Mars Black. It gotta be the Jets.
It's got to be the Jets,
just
man.
Gotta be the Jets.
Because you think about it, 50 years, man. 50 years. They have been nothing.
Nothing.
Joe Willie Namath is not walking through that door with that meat coat on, bro. They are terrible.
Not even Joe Klecko is walking through that door.
Not even Mark Gastineau.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how bad the Jets are. And the thing is, the Jets are irrelevant other than the fact that they're just so terrible. They're
in New York.
They're in New York.
Because they have a New York name. They ain't in New York, but they got a New York name.
But at the same time, you got to figure, you don't even have your own stadium. You play in Giant Stadium. It's still gonna be Giant. The Meadowlands is Giant Stadium. Yeah. I don't care what nobody say. Call it what you want. Call it MetLife, whatever. It's Giant Stadium. Giants are the relevant team. That's just like with Brooklyn being in the NBA. What difference do it make? The Knicks are the king of New York, not y'all.
Yeah. Not y'all.
Only reason Brooklyn was because Jay-Z had a piece of it at the time.
Hey, dog, you read my mind. I was about to say the same thing. That
was the only reason it was hitting on something, man. Shoot. The Raiders play Kansas City this week. This is more Pete Carroll could be gone after 1 year, bro. I never thought Pete would be this bad. But then
I think what they just like we say
it's the Jets.
Yeah.
It's the Raiders too, man.
Man, I was looking at Mr. Pyroplast when he was accepting the WNBA trophy. And I think what may save it. What may save like the victim of 1,000. Hey, what was Freddie? Because Freddie got burned, was a victim of what? How many people? Jamal burned him up? Because that's
100 people burned Freddie Krueger up,
man. Survivor of the Freddie burn spot. So Pyroplast gets up there, accepts the award. I think he's going to be happy enough with that for a second, and that may spare Pete the whole season.
But you know what though? It's amazing how, but it's what you got in place though. Because honestly, now from everything I've heard, they say that the Raiders have one of the best structures in the front office in the league. Because you know they got that's what they say. They say, you know, because they got a chick that's is the president, and they say their general manager is well respected, and everybody feels like they're going in the right direction. But conversely, he owns Las Vegas Aces. Becky Hammond got that under control. That's the only reason they winning, because it ain't got nothing to do with Mark Davis, okay? Mark Davis is just the money, because please don't let him have control of nothing, okay? As long as Becky's there, they're going to win. Becky and Asia, homegirl, shout out to Asia Wilson, homegirl, Columbia, South Carolina. Long as she there. Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah. Asia is so big of a star, man. I hate the disrespect. What's her name? T, the guard. Starks.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's how good Asia is, man.
You forget about her.
I'm doing this.
You forget about her.
Shout out to you two. I can't remember your name. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just the point of that runs itself. Okay, the Raiders are exactly what the Jets are. It's got to be the Jets, man. It's got to be the Raiders.
And it's crazy. And they got the East and West version of the same thing.
Same team, right?
Yeah.
And both of them play in a city that don't want them.
Don't want them.
Oh my God. The Eagles play Minnesota on Sunday. Minnesota still starting Carson Wentz. Eagles, you need to get right. You lose this game to Minnesota, this really ain't gonna be good, bro.
Hey Jay, hey T, somebody just texted me, man. My boy, his name is Jake Jamal Hill.
Yeah.
He just said, man, the Bengals are bad at a lot of things.
But the Bengals are wearing
I'm on the Mac, right? And so I get the text message. He said, man, the Bengals are bad at a lot of things.
The only thing they got going for them, they're wearing the all whites tonight with the white helmets. That is the best thing they got going tonight. Because
okay.
Look here, when they got Flacco, I'm like, what for what? What was that gonna do? That's not helping the situation, not at all. What you should have did, and we said it 2 weeks ago. Why didn't you go get Jameis? Jameis is the relishing. He's not gonna play at all this year unless Jackson Dart just completely gets killed, because we saw last Thursday night, soon as he went in the tent, Brian Daboll lost his mind because he hadn't put Russ out there for 2 plays.
And you saw Mara got on his ass, Daboll's ass about that. And because I'm going to tell you something about Jackson Dart. I don't know how much longer, because he's a Tua. Wait, now. It's a Tua thing. He keeps, and the concussions, and once you get one, and then you get that second, your brain doesn't. Troy Aikman has said it. Go look at the Troy Aikman thing. He lets you know. Jackson, and he's just a rookie. So unless Jackson Dart actually gets killed, and I don't want to, may be a thing, T. Not killed, but out of the game.
But Russ, this is the thing. What they should have did was cut Russ, because because by keeping Russ as the number 2, he's always one play away. You would have did better with Jameis.
Yeah.
Would have did better with Jameis. But now it's going to be interesting in the next 2 weeks to see, will you trade Jameis or Russ? Now, nobody's going to take Russ. I already know that. But only team that'll take Russ is somebody crazy like Jerry and the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. The Panthers traveled to New York this week. Traveled to New Jersey this week to play the Jets. Aaron,
W.
The Panthers go in there, and if they mollywop y'all, this might be your last stand.
They finally let the Jets back in America.
Yeah, they let them back in.
They play every week. Look like this.
They probably wouldn't tell people in London, keep them. We don't want them.
Keep them.
The Giants travel out to Denver. That's an interesting game, not because the Giants can play, just Denver playing the Jets and the Giants back-to-back weeks. That's just kind of crazy, but yeah. The Colts travel out to Los Angeles to play the Chargers. That's an interesting matchup. Can the Colts keep it up, man? I don't know. I think it's smoke and mirrors right now. Daniel Jones cannot be this good.
But the teams that they're playing, the AFC, like I said, is going through this chaos thing, and you got teams that have rolled that out, and that's one of them, along with your boys.
Yeah, you're right. The Commanders travel to Dallas Sunday afternoon to play the Cowboys.
They better whoop that ass.
But you know what? The Commanders' problem is their defense is in dire need of something. Yeah. I just don't know what it is, but their defense is terrible. But then again, this game here might be 55-52 because Cowboys can't stop nobody. So take the over, whoever, whatever it is. Take the over. I'm giving it to you now. The Packers travel out to play Arizona. This is a classic. Don't go out here and lose this football game, Packers, because it can and will happen. Don't know if Kyler Murray is playing or if Jacoby Brissett. If Jacoby Brissett is playing, take the Cardinals. The Falcons travel out to San Francisco Sunday night to play prime time, play the 49ers. 49ers are just decimated with injuries.
They have nothing.
That is a mass unit.
Kittle is supposed to be back, I heard, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
but
We got somebody
that's
throw
up
to
in
him.
the air right now. And then they playing on their fifth and sixth string wide receivers too. So it looking bad, bro. Yeah, y'all might need to talk to each other or get new training staff or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Monday night we got double hitter again, but this is a good double hitter Monday night. Baker and the Bucks going to Detroit to play who they?
The crying truck driver. The damn crying truck driver.
Dan Campbell and the Crying Lions.
Yeah, it is.
This is an interesting game. If Baker goes in there and shows out the Lions, that puts the Lions in bad situation. Not only in that division, but in the conference itself. Because that means that Detroit, the road to the championship will be going through Tampa Bay if they win this game. So that is saying a lot. And then the late game Sunday night, and it is late game Monday night. Houston is traveling out to play Seattle. This ought to be an interesting game just from the standpoint. Houston is going to blitz Sam Darnold from everywhere. Can he hold up? And then Seattle's defense right now, the new Legion of Boom. That's what I'm going to call them.
Man, I'm more thinking about the traffic. That means because if this series extends, there is a
that's double game. That's double game.
And you know, both of them are right next to each other.
Yeah.
That is going to be. Now you got me the man. Oh, I know where I'm going to be Sunday. Not going nowhere. In the house.
Yeah, that's double game this weekend then. Wow. That's crazy. But didn't know it was going to happen like that. You know? Look, if y'all ever get the Supersonics back, it would really be nice.
Well, you know, they got that people forget Nordstrom is headquarters is here, and the Nordstrom family actually is the first in line for expansion.
Well, I don't me personally, I don't want an expansion team in Seattle. I know the Thunder ain't gonna move back now since they didn't win the championship. Yeah, right. But New Orleans don't support the Pelicans away. No. I want an established team back in Seattle because, first of all, you shouldn't have never moved the team out of Seattle. The Supersonics belong in the NBA. Okay, them not being there, that is just pain because we grew up watching the Supersonics. We know what the Supersonics is.
Howard Schultz, do you hear this? You had the team, Mr. Starbucks, and you sold it to an out-of-towner when Steve Ballmer came begging you to buy that team. But you sold it to Clay, I forget his last name. Just a southern last name for the other side. And he said he wasn't going to take it. Lo and behold, he took him to Oklahoma City.
He took him to Oklahoma City. And honestly,
all on Howard Schultz, man.
Honestly, that was a bad move. It's two bad moves I can say for the NBA. You shouldn't have never let them move out of Seattle because that was a star. That was one of your star franchises for a long time.
Long time. Yeah.
And you when you move the Grizzlies from Vancouver to Memphis, that's still, even though you shouldn't have never moved to Vancouver in the first place. That wasn't a smart move in the beginning. And you shouldn't have never let the Hornets move from the original Hornets move from Charlotte to New Orleans because
I agree.
Because that destroyed the Hornets have never recovered from that and never going to recover from that, just from the standpoint of this version of the Hornets is not the Hornets we grew up with because the Hornets we grew up with had superstars, not LiAngelo Ball.
Yeah. Who Cooper Flag just destroyed the other night.
Look at that. Bruh, it is what it is.
Yeah.
We getting ready for the NBA in the next few days or whatever. Have no feeling on it. I heard Charles say something the other day, and I almost wrecked coming from lunch. Charles said he feel like the 76ers might be something. I said, 76ers who? Is him and Dr. J coming back or something?
No.
Chuck was just not with Embiid.
No.
The only way the 76ers is winning, him, Moses Malone come back from the dead, Dr. J get new legs. Allen Iverson is young Allen Iverson again, and we
And
find
Andrew
Mo
Tony
Cheek.
get new feet.
And Andrew Tony get new feet and get Mo Cheek back with Bobby Jones and Billy Cunningham to be the coach again, and then that way the 76ers will be something. But other than that, no. Darryl Dawkins, bring him back too. That is the only way. If since we bring him back from the dead, bring Wilt back too, because we need that. That's just how bad 76ers are right now. Bring Wilt back.
Yeah, still.
Hal Greer. You name. Look at every Hall of Famer that I done had in Philadelphia. I need them all because.
Hey, do you bring Johnny Dawkins back?
No, I wouldn't bring Johnny Dawkins back to play with Duke. No,
yeah.
No, right. I bring Robert Brickey back before I bring Johnny Dawkins back.
The brick,
Robert Brickey. And who was the other dude that used to be with them on that team with Robert Brickey? Light skinned dude. Was it Henderson?
No, that's further. No,
that's further back, ain't it? It was
I said, Henderson. Yeah, it might be his dad. Actually, it is his dad. That's Allen Henderson. So I think you think about Allen Henderson, who just he ain't played recent, but you know them years I'm talking about. I think that's his dad that you talking about because he was a what they call him legacy student or whatever they do. Yeah. I think that's his dad. You're all right, T.
Yeah, because it was him and Danny Ferry, Robert Brickey. Who's the point guard on that team? Johnny Dawkins.
Johnny Dawkins. And Tommy Amico was the shooting guard.
Okay.
Yes, Amico was the shooting guard.
Amico was the shooting guard, and what's called, and then the other guard was because that was back when Corciani and Gugliotta and Rodney Monroe were lighting them up.
Fire Nights.
Whoa. That was
Chris Corciani.
That was when the ACC look here from top to bottom, cause that's when Georgia Tech had Sally and Bruce Ripple and Mark Price.
What about Kenny Anderson? Hey, they went. They had some good point guards.
Whoa,
man.
Tech. Bobby Crimmins. Look here. I always knew back then Tar Heel was gonna lose when we go to Atlanta because we could not go to Alexander Memorial Coliseum for. There are two places I can go on and tell you when the season come on that we gonna lose: Alexander Memorial and the Leon County Civic Center. You might as well go and mark them down because Florida State gonna beat the snot out of them.
I hated Mark Price growing up. Oh my goodness, did I hate Mark Price growing up, man? I knew we was losing. Yeah, and people don't realize. If he hadn't got hurt in the pros, Mark Price was for
Mark Price
NBA
was deadly, bro. He was deadly. Yeah. People don't realize, we was winning ACC championships, but that used to be a gauntlet.
Yep.
That used to be a gauntlet. That was when Virginia wasn't hitting on that, but Brian Stiff would put 30 on you quick now.
Yes, sir. Yep.
He put 30 on you. Him and Rick Carlisle and what you call it?
Yep. Stiff played football too. That's what I was trying to remember.
Yeah,
Stiff was a football player too. Yeah,
he played football too. Man, that's when ACC was tough, dude. Now,
y'all stop doing this to these boys, man. We gotta. Hey, I gotta see y'all. Y'all stop doing this to these boys, man.
Bruh, hey,
y'all got them throwing like that quarterback y'all used to have throw. Remember Mark Malone used to throw punts? Hey, that was my running joke. Mark Malone.
Bruh, ain't nobody told them to put Flacco back there, bruh.
Man, you're right too. Them uniforms are tight.
Oh, whoa, them the nastiest.
That is tight.
Yeah, that white tiger look good. It's just a shame it's the Bengals.
Yeah.
All right. Great show tonight. Next week, Cooper will be back next week so we can get his thoughts. Right now, he down in the dumps because the Cowboys stink, man.
Hey, he down in the dumps and he trying to get some white shoes and black socks, right?
That's what he tried to do.
For revival weekend.
That's what he tried to do. Because right now, Because when I talked to him yesterday, I'm like, bro, when y'all take the mic from Jerry, he talking about, bro, it don't even matter right now.
No, yeah.
Jerry had the audacity to say yesterday that we got a better pass rush now than we've had in a while. And I'm like, what game he watching? Is he smoking? Is he on the weed? Do we need to test Jerry?
He lives in an alternate universe, just like his homeboy DT, and the rest of them. They all live in this alternate universe that I just, like you say, America. You have yourself a good night because Jerry Jones is damn it crazy.
He crazy, man. He look, just because you got a lot of money, don't mean you smart, okay?
Please tell them again. That is such the truth. Just because you got a lot of money don't make people can stumble into a lot of shit or inherit a lot of things. Go do your research, people. And another thing I want to leave off this podcast with, my last thing. How come all of you cats who believe in conspiracy theories are broke? Let me tell you something. Everybody I know who don't like vaccines and believe in conspiracy theories are broke as hell. What you need to do is get off the damn conspiracy theories and get a damn job. It's the American way. Instead of wasting your time trying to figure out who did what or why Theo drowned, go get you a damn job. It's the American way. I hope you realize that to have a trad wife, you gotta have a good job. And all of you cats are broke. Everybody who's saying this is broke. So stop it with the conspiracy theories. Fill your mind with something that may actually stop me from having to give to you. It's the American way, people.
Now, America, I'm sure Dave's not being facetious.
In America, I'm sure Dave's not being facetious. That's how we gotta end this. That's how we end this. But don't come to me with a conspiracy theory anymore if you're broke.
America, I'm sure Dave is not being facetious. But it don't even matter right now because listen to that because he's telling y'all the truth. Okay? He is telling y'all the truth. Stop it. Stop it. Everybody that complained and whatever ain't got nothing. Okay?
Nothing. Broke as hell.
And you complain about the wrong stuff instead of complaining about the stuff that really needs to be complained about.
Exactly.
So, in other words, yeah, he being facetious, but at the same time, he's being real too. So, but those of you with the facetious, y'all understand the joke if you watch Martin. So,
if you watch Martin,
that's what we do. We keep everybody laughing. So, until next week, when you get the 3-man crew back, y'all enjoy the weekend. A lot of great football. A lot of great baseball. Well, the Dodgers done, but let's see what Vlad and them do, because that's what keeping me happy right now.
That is.
Because Vlad is doing it. I love him.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all peace out.
Yeah.